Hello. How's it going? This is annoying me. Crookedness. There. Okay, so I know that it's been forever, and I'm very sorry. I apologize for that, but I'm back now, and I think that this raises the bar for Vanessa to make videos, because I'm back. And I have to go fast because I'm on my way to school. So I'm going to give you a review about, can you see it? Can you see it? The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Without the funny voices. So basically, this book is set in a futuristic society somewhere here in North America. Maybe it's all of North America. Maybe it's just one part of North America. But within this society, there are 12 districts, similar to, I would say, 12 provinces. One of these 12 districts is District 12, in which our main character resides in. District 12 is the poorest, absolutely poor of all the districts, and it's just very poor. And our main character here is Katniss Everdeen, who has been forced to grow up very quickly, very fast. At the age of 13, her father was killed in a mining accident, which caused her to be, taking care of her family, to be the breadwinner within her family, and started hunting and really taking the stress of the family on her tiny, frail shoulders. So fast forward a little bit, and there's this thing that the capital, which is the leader, can you get it? The capital, witty, Suzanne, witty. The capital within this society hosts this series of games every year, in which they pit 24 young adults against each other in a remote area in this city, in this country, and they pit them against each other, and they're fighting, and only one survivor can make it out of this remote area. And it's brutal because it's a bloodbath, and kids turn to vicious animals quite fast. And so when they're picking the contenders, always, it's 2 contenders from each district, and it's usually a boy and a girl that are picked. So when they're picking the contenders, it turns out that Katniss's younger sister, Prim, is one of the female contenders for District 12. Is the female contender from District 12. And it's just terrible because Katniss can't really let her sister go and fight. Her sister's 10 years old, and Katniss, loving her sister and really, really caring so much as she does for her family, she takes it on herself to be the female contender for District 12, and then the story takes off. Basically, that's where I'm going to leave off, and I'm going to talk more about the characters and what I thought about the story. I feel that there are 5 characters you really need to keep your eye open for. I haven't read book 2, so no spoiler here. Okay, there's Peeta, who is the male contender from District 12, who's a big player within the book itself. There's a main character, Katniss. She's headstrong, stubborn, fighter, stays alive, whatever. There's Gale, who's not shown as much within the novel, but he's spoken a lot of, so I'm guessing that he's probably going to be in the second book. There is Cena, who is a stylist, and who's really interesting because you don't really know what he's thinking. You don't really know. At the end, it sort of gives it away a little bit more, but you don't really know the character when you first meet him, which makes him my favorite character. He's not very predictable, and you don't know what's going on in there. And then there's Haymitch, who is the drunk from District 12. He was the only winner from District 12, and maybe that had a problem with his that caused the problems with his psyche. But yes, now he's their mentor, because that's what happens. The winner becomes the mentor for the contenders. Rambling. So yeah, these characters, I feel that you need to put your eye out for, because there's a lot of like symbols. They have greater meaning to them. For example, so even though we don't know much about Cena, I feel that he might be a major player in the second book, being somebody that spurs some interest on either side of the story. I can't tell you more, but read it, because Cena's awesome. He's sort of like this sexy metro guy. That's at least how I imagine him, if not gay. And I'm quite attracted to his description, because that's how I roll. Yeah, as for the main character, Katniss, most people love her, but I'm probably an exception to that rule. Katniss, just, she makes my skin boil. That's it. She's so stubborn, and it's just like, Katniss, like, how don't you understand that this is like, what's so difficult about I don't know. I don't like Katniss, period. Katniss sort of reminds me, I guess this is my main issue with the book, and you're allowed to disagree with me. You don't have to agree. Don't become violent. Just joking. Katniss reminds me of like pretty much every single YA character. Like Saba from Blood Red Road, if you read it. Clary, but not as bad, but like Clary a little bit. Just stubborn, smart, but not quite smart. Like ignorant and annoying. But beautiful, and everybody loves her, yeah, let's talk about the plot. Basically, the plot was great. It takes off really well. I love the pacing about the book, and I think that I love YA books because they bring you really into this alternate universe, but they always have a deeper freaking meaning to them. And whether or not Suzanne Collins intentionally meant for this book to have a great philosophical meaning about life and politics, that's basically what I took from the book, and I think that I'm allowed to do that. It's got like a really deep understanding of how, society possibly could get as far off as it may seem. There is a chance that, especially our history coming from places like this, Soviet Union, whatever, there's a chance that, yes, we could get to places like this in the future. Who says that we can't? And it's just like the characters themselves, right? For example, Katniss, coming from a very, 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 very poor household, being the person who takes care of her family, of her mother. Let's be frank, we know a lot of people go through this, like a lot, even in Canada. Like a lot of children are forced to grow up much quicker than, like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I'm working to go shopping for books or for earrings or for clothes, but we know that lots of people can't afford to be vain, they're working to buy food, to pay rent, to take care of the family. And this is like, I love the psychological part about it. This is why I like this book. I love the deeper meaning to it. It's not just a book, it's the book. Yeah, Vanessa, you asked a question before I go. You asked a question about what I believe to be a good love interest, which is a good question because I'm bad. I'm freaking awful. Like guys and me and love, it doesn't work because I'm the worst. I'm the worst at it. Like, just a little bit psycho sometimes. That's me being honest. So that's a good question because yeah, I tried to remove love from my life because love never gets me anywhere good. But since you asked so politely, I guess good love interest would be Spartacus. Like If I could have like Crixus, you know, and it's a rated R TV show, so if you've never seen it and you're under 18, don't go now because I mentioned it. But yeah, if I could have like just any of them, really, like they're so sexy. Oh my god. Okay, I have the best. I just remembered that I do have a good love interest. Game of Thrones. Jon Snow. Oh my god. Just imagine being that woman. Okay, I guess this is my love interest here. I think a great love interest is when it's just impossible to happen. But it's, you know, like, I guess you kind of want to I guess I'm similar to everybody. I'm not like how can I say this? I really like impossible love connections. Like, for example, Jon Snow, if you've never read Game of Thrones or seen the television series, is a character who unfortunately happens to be the bastard of Eddard Stark, a lord, and it's not good. It's not good to be the bastard of a lord. It's not even good to be the bastard in this book. And he ends up going on the wall, and the wall is sort of like a prison, but you've got responsibilities, and you've got like you take an oath to stay on the wall and defend the wall from the others, and basically he goes to the wall, and I can only imagine myself being that damsel that just never gets him. But we're in love, you know, we're just in love. I have a question for you because I think it's time for me to go. What kind of genre do you like? Like your book genre? Because like mine, I really do love the sci-fi, fantasy, dystopia genre. I also love contemporary. Like, I love reading Canadian authors. I love Margaret Atwood, but that's just a few of my genre. I also love classics. But I mainly stay in the adult section. I will be, I know, I've been reading tons of YA most often, but that's because I want to review them. So yeah, tell me what your genre is, Vanessa, and I hope to see you very soon. Okay, bye.